We are less than a week away from Titans training camp, and we get to see Cam Ward, Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard. I'm a Tony Pollard fan. I did that horrible trade a couple years ago with a certain all-pro running back, so I'm a big fan of Tony Pollard after that one. So I thought, let's talk about some training camp battles that we might see going into next week. Welcome to Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And yes, it's been a long month since minicamp. It's been a long month since they are at the facilities in Nashville, but they will be back next week on the field May 23rd. They report the 22nd. But if you're excited, just like I am, if you're ready for football to be back, go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's show all of YouTube, all of the Titans fans, how much we are ready for football. So make sure you go ahead and like the video. Starting off with the position battles, and it is not the best core with the linebackers, but you have your linebackers too. The second position, because Cody Barton is your number one by far. He's your Mike backer. But after that, it gets a little bit cluster because you have no idea who is going to be right next to Barton. You got Otis Reese, James Williams, and Cedric Gray. And when you look at these three guys, none of them really stick out to you as like, that is your clear-cut starter going into 2025. None of them were even starters last year. You lost Kenneth Murray. You traded him away, and then you lost Jack Gibbons to the New England Patriots. So none of the starters from last year are returning. So this linebacker 2 role is completely wide open. We have no idea. And when you look at their stats from last season, it's hard to pick who has really stood out. Last year, 17 tackles compared to 26, compared to 22. Like, these are not good whatsoever. Your PFF grades, all of them under 4, or all of them under 60. Like, it goes to a point where you look at this linebacker room, and let's be honest, all of these guys are higher than 4th-round picks. I mean, Otis Reese was a undrafted free agent. James Williams, late. Like, none of these guys are sticking out to anybody. So, me personally, I don't even want any of those three to be a starting linebacker for the Titans this year. I don't want any of them. I think James Williams has the ability to kind of break out, but I want to see them bring in a veteran linebacker. And we talked about this when I made the video of how they were ranked dead last in the NFL by Pro Football Focus. Dead last. You need to bring in someone. And there's a free agent who has been a veteran, who has been into a Super Bowl. It's Kyzir White. You should immediately give him a call and say, hey, you're a veteran leadership. You can help James Williams, who I think could project and break out in 2025, be that later starter down the road. Like, 1 year, that's all you have to sign him for. And the Titans have $30 billion in cap space. So it's not like he's going to get paid a lot of money. I mean, you look at his stats, 137 tackles, 9 tackles for loss. He's still got it. So bring him in. Don't worry about your 3 guys that are probably backups in the NFL anyway, just because your linebacker room is so weak going into this season. Second on my list is the tight end room. And no, Chigakonkwo is your starter number 1 by far. But it's after that. It's your second tight end. Because you know, with Cam Ward, a new quarterback, a talented quarterback, they're going to be running a lot of 12 personnel. So who's that other guy that's going to be on the opposite side? It's going to be down to Josh Whyle or Gunnar Helm. And I'm not really sure who is going to be that tight end going into this season. Like, Wiley's been here. Gunnar Helm is your draft pick. And at Texas, Helm was an absolute beast. You have Chig, but it kind of depends on what Brian Callahan wants to do with this type of offense. Does he want a blocking tight end? If that's the case, you might want to go with Whyle. But if he wants a guy like Helm that can go out and catch passes, he's going to be your number 2 guy. And when you drafted him kind of a high draft pick, is he automatically going to be your tight end too? Because at some point, for me personally, I think he's going to jump Chigakonkwo because he's going into a contract year, and they might be just developing Helm to be that starter over time. Like Whyle, I mean, his stats don't really pop out to you. 28 catches, 248 yards, 8.9 yards per catch, and only 1 touchdown. Obviously, he was your second guy next to Okonkwo, but Gunnar Helm at Texas last year, I mean, unbelievable numbers. 60, 786, 13 yards per catch, and 7 touchdowns. I think that he is clearly going to be your starter of the future. And down the line, you might see Whyle stay on the team, But as we get further and further down the season, I think that he's going to be your tight end one. I think Chig, he's going to be gone. They might try to trade him. Wiley, though, I've seen a couple articles going around that he could be on the chopping block as they might cut him. You don't really need that many tight ends on the roster. So it could be possibly that they're going to go full all in with Gunnar Helm. Who do you guys think is going to be this tight end two? Pick one. Josh Wiley, the guy who's been here for a while, or the new shiny car in the building. Gunnar Helm, type GH or type JW down in the comments. My next one, and this is it's going to be a little bit, it's interesting, this kind of roster battle, and it's the edge rushers, because you have Sebastian Joseph Day coming back on a one-year deal. But then you sign Draymond Jones to a one-year, $10 million contract, and you drafted Femi Oladejo. And I've seen a lot of people saying that was just an overpay for Draymond Jones. He's declined. He's really playing out of position, people. He's an inside guy. He's not an edge type of player. But if you look at his statistics, I mean, they're solid, but you need that guy that's going to get to the quarterback. 28 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. Not much. You could see when he was with Denver that year in 2022, 6.5 sacks. That is breakout. And then since then, it's kind of just started to decline. So is it an overpay? I'm not 100% sure. Femi Oladejo, though, it was only his first year playing edge. And he impressed at UCLA. 57 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 33 pressures. He is a behemoth. If you looked at some of the videos that they had from minicamp and OTAs, you're like, wow, this guy is a complete project. And if he becomes he can fill into his position at edge, he's going to be a threat in this league. Now, Jones, like the rest of the NFL with their second-round draft picks, Jones might get the upper hand. And it's because Femi Oladejo has yet to sign his second-round pick, or to sign his contract. We're waiting, and we're waiting. And as of this video, it's the 18th. He hasn't signed it. Now, 30 out of 32 draft picks weren't signed, and that was as of Wednesday. Thursday come around, Alfred Collins signed it, and then it just started an absolute domino effect. And now we have a bunch of people signing. But Oladejo at pick 52, he is still yet to sign his contract. He's got a couple days. They report the 22nd of July, so you have, how many days is that? You have 4 days. 4 days to get the deal done. Mike Borgonzi, please just get it done, because Oladejo, my prediction is that he's going to be the starting edge outside of Sebastian Joseph Day going into next year, or by the end of this year, because you'll know by about week 10 if the Titans are going to compete for a playoff spot. With the AFC South being so bad, there's a possibility. I'm not thinking the Titans are going to be a 3-win team like they were in 24. I don't think they're going to be as bad. You improve the roster a ton, but if the season's over, you might just want to get this rookie as much playing time as you possibly can, because this was a project pick. He's going to develop and be a solid edge rusher going into the future. Got 2 more position battles for you, but you know I always got to give you the best deal. And this hoodie right here, it is $29.99. And you can get your hoodies today. Go to chatsports.com/Titans hoodie. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. So make sure you get yours today. If you want to rep the Titans going into Nissan Stadium when it gets cold to about probably August, you can buy or go all the way into October. Get your hoodies today, chatsports.com/Titans hoodie. Now my fourth. And we'll talk about the quarterbacks. We know Cam Ward is going to be QB1 no matter what. But QB2 is a little interesting. And is Will Levis going... The question is Will Levis going to be here at this point? That I'm not 100% sure. If he is here, he's obviously the quarterback too. But going into this season, they might try to trade him. There's rumors that he might want out and try to compete for a starting job. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to happen, but if it does, then you have to find a backup quarterback. And you have 2 other quarterbacks on the roster. You have Brandon Allen. You have Tim Boyle. Who is going to be that guy? And Brandon Allen, I think, is probably your quarterback too. Like 56% completion percentage, 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Not great. But I personally think Tim Boyle might be one of the worst quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. Don't know how he's still in the league. You can see 54 completion percentage, 276 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. You got to pick one. So I think Brandon Allen or Tim Boyle will battle it out for that QB3 just in case Will Levis gets traded. If you guys don't want Will Levis to go, if you don't want him to get traded, if you want the Titans to keep Will Levis on the roster going into this year, go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. And the last one, everybody's talking about it. Who is going to be your wide receiver 2 through 7? We hear all the jokes about the Titans. We hear all of them. Who is going to, where wide receivers go to die? And that's what Tyler Lockett and Jefferson have gotten to in this position. They're veterans. They're old, but can they kind of rejuvenate their careers? You have Calvin Ridley as your number 2, and then after that, it's kind of a big question mark. Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson, but you have your draft. You drafted Elic Ayomanor, Chimere Dike. You have Xavier Restrepo. Who is going to be all of these wide receivers that are going to make the team? I think 7 are going to make it. And I would say 6, but Cam Ward has his best friend on the roster. Cam Ward has his top target from college on the roster. So I think they're going to kind of add another roster spot specifically for him, and we'll talk about that in a second. But here are your locks. You have Calvin Ridley and your 2 draft picks. After that, it's all on a bubble. Calvin Ridley, Elic Ayomanor, Chimere Dike. And here are your rosters on the bubble. 10 of them. Yeah, the Titans have 13 guys on the roster. Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson, Treylon Burks, Bryce Oliver, Restrepo, Jaquan Jackson, Mason Kinsey, Colton Dowell, James Prochet, and then TJ Sheffield. Here's my prediction at the 7 guys. I think Calvin Ridley is going to be your guy, obviously. Elic Ayomanor, Chimere Dike, Tyler Lockett. I think Van Jefferson is going to make this roster. I think Tyler Lockett is going to make this roster. Bryce Oliver, he kind of showed out in OTAs and minicamp, so I think those are going to be your 7. And talking about Xavier Restrepo, Cam Ward will make sure he makes this roster. He will be 100. It is a lock because he's not going to let him get cut. That's his best friend, his top target, and he's really kind of impressed a lot of people at minicamp, rookie minicamp, and OTAs. So I think that he's going to stay right put in Tennessee. Pick one to make the roster. Everybody's going to be typing their XRs down in the comments. But if you got a little other options here, Mason Kinsey, Jaquan Jackson, Colton Dowell, let me know down in the comments section below. And as always, come on, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be having you guys covered all throughout training camp every single day with a video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and tighten up.